Dr. Rajendra Shende, an alumnus of the IIT and former director at the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, is currently serving as the founder director of the Green Terre Foundation, working towards global goals of net zero, carbon neutrality, climate change, global warming, and environment. In line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, he is the ideator and director of the Smart Campus Cloud Network, SCCN. He previously held the position of chairman of Terre Policy Center. Dr. Shende was the head of the Ozone Action branch of the United Nations Environment Program in Paris. He served as the review editor for IPCC Special Report on Technology Transfer. The work of the IPCC was recognized by the Joint Award of the 2007 Nobel Peace Prize. He also won a United States EPA Award for Climate Protection and was felicitated by President of India, Dr. APJ Kalam sir. He is a member of the steering committee of key United Nations Environment Program reports on the interlinkage between ozone layer protection and climate change. Sir, before we start the lecture, एक लेक्चर सीरीज सर हम आपसे आपके पायस हैंड से हम शुरुआत करना चाह रहे हैं, लॉन्च करना चाह रहे हैं, और इस लेक्चर सीरीज का पहला लेक्चर जो है वो आपके मुख से ही आना है. तो सबसे पहले मैं टीम से ये रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि VNPH एक्सपर्ट एक्सप्लेन्स लेक्चर सीरीज को सर के हाथ से और सर के परमिशन से लॉन्च किया जाए. VNPH एक्सपर्ट एक्सप्लेन्स लेक्चर सीरीज. So, sir, with this launch, today we are going to have the first lecture in this lecture series from an eminent person like you, who has, contributed immensely to the cause of this climate crisis, mitigation, adaptation, and even awareness, actions, policy making, everything, sir. All the aspects related to climate crisis. So today we are having the inaugural lecture with the title University Campus, Living Laboratory for Net Zero of the VNPH Expert Explains lecture series, which is being delivered by Dr. Rajendra Shende, ex-director, United Nations Environment Program, and founder of Green Terre Foundation. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. And first of all, thanks to you, Dr. Nikhil Kant, for giving this opportunity. And I didn't know that I'm the first speaker here. I thought the series already started, and I'm one of the speakers. But it's a great honor to be there to start the event. I really would like to start the event with question and answer, but probably the audience and the structure is not really set for that. So as usual, I will just go ahead and make my points. But before I make the points, I would like to appreciate the enthusiasm of Dr. Nikhil Kant. I mean, through the poetry, he wants to propagate the awareness and the action. And the way he has gathered around him some of the dignitaries today, I am very impressed. And last but not least, Akhilendra Mishra. His poetry I heard just now, and I thought that he has already inaugurated the lecture series. I think the way he sent the lecture waves around through the poetry, through his powerful words, I was really impressed. And I really wish that kind of poetry words also come in our action. That voice, that rhythm, that taking the people to task. Who is Jimmedar? Who is responsible? But I think we should go even beyond that to say that whoever is responsible, now we better take action. And unless we put that in a front, we won't be able to move forward to meet the targets which have been set at the global level by various United Nations bodies and also by various governments who agree to it. Today, of course, the poetry is needed because the poetry expresses the distress. It expresses what is called as threats that are facing us in a good format. And the poetry also tells us that it's better we reflect on ourselves and make sure that we understand and get aware, but not only get aware, but start acting. And that is a very important thing to do. I would like to spend my next about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, in telling you what actions have been started. Dr. Nikhil Kant told me, or told all of us, about my background and Wikipedia and IPCC and United Nations. Let me tell you what he did not tell you. My simple introduction is I belong to the village in Maharashtra. And why that introduction is important? Because we learn from the nature only in villages. Because the nature doesn't exist in cities nowadays. And that village, that nature around the village, gives you a constant message which is much more powerful than any other message. In fact, getting the lessons from the nature around the village itself is a poetry. And those poetry words are the lessons that we hear. And I strongly believe that Dr. Nikhil Kant, in his program of launching a logo, launching a lecture series, launching a website, he also launches a program of taking the youth to the villages and near to the nature so that they can learn to start taking action. I don't think the action can come from the events like this. And let me start with a 1 minute 30-second video that gives the message that awareness is important provided it is an actionable awareness. And we should not forget that adults like me or the senior citizens like me and many others are important, but let's not forget the youth. The youth in the universities, youth in the colleges, youth in the school, who are now what is called as a fulcrum. They are the levers which can take the action. So can you start that 1 minute 40-second video? Well, friends, I think that gives you, in summary, what action is needed. We have a Dr. Nikhil Kant who has been working relentlessly for last 20 years. World Environment Day is being celebrated 50 years from now, since 1973. and we still continue to face the triple crisis, as United Nations Secretary General says. Triple crisis is climate change, biodiversity loss, and the pollution. And if you say what happened in the last 50 years or even 20 years of the poetry related awareness, we see that greenhouse gas emissions are increasing. Year after year, we have temperature records are getting broken, smashed, crashed. And 2024 happens to be yet another year of record breaking. We saw an excellent documentary start shown by Dr. Nikhil Kant about wildfires in Uttarakhand. And the trees which have been so much nurtured, planted, nurtured, grown, are just getting vanished in few minutes in the wildfires. कौन जिम्मेदार है? I keep on coming to Mishra Saab's poetry. But more than jimmedar, let's say who is jimmedar for taking action? And it is the youth. I know youth can say that you spoiled it and now you're asking us to take care of it. But remember, the youth exists today because the senior citizens like us. We brought you here with development. Maybe we made a mistake. But now it's your chance because time hai. We still have a time to do that. And what we are proposing here is every university campus, every school campus, every college campus is the living laboratory for sustainable development goals and for decarbonization. So while taking action in the campus, we can keep on reciting the poetry, but at the same time, take action as well. Now, as you know, most of the laborers, most of the workers, while doing the hard work, sing a song that makes our hard effort less hard, and probably our mind is further encouraged. So my proposal to Dr. Nikhil Kant, and also now Akhilendra Mishra is joining us, my proposal is let's start singing songs, let's start making poetries while taking action. 50 years have passed, World Environment Day. 20 years have passed for VNPH. And only 6 years are left for making emission reduction 50%. And just about 25 years are left, or maybe 30 years, to make net zero. If we don't do that, we are in a problem. There will not be Dr. Nikhil Kant saying the poetry. There will not be Dr. Akhilendra Mishra's strong voice. बुलंद आवाज बोल रहे हैं ना उसको, वो आवाज आपको सुनाई नहीं देगी. हमें एक्शन लेना है, and the university is the right place to do that. We have about 500 universities that have come in the network, and 125 of them have started making a net zero. I'm requesting Dr. Nikhil Kant to make a poetry for them, to make an anthem for them, so that they can work with a double speed on that. I had a PPT presentation, but I think this is what I wanted to tell you, that youth are tomorrow's change agents. Campus is an incubation center for transformation. And thus campus is where the minds are molded, actions are activated, and campus is a place where action begins. One of the video slides said, start with ABC. There is action begins in campus. Campus is a laboratory where you can not only take action, but you can learn the lessons and you can build your capacity to make the country net zero, which our Prime Minister Modi Saab wants it by 2070. That's what he has pledged. Many countries have pledged by 2040, 2045. We pledged 2070. I believe that youth in India can do it by before 2050. Thank you very much for listening to this. And I will share my PPT with Dr. Nikhil Kant, which can be sent to everyone. Because the lecture series is called as Expert Explains. What does he explain? Not only what I feel, but what are the questions that the audience is going to ask. So, Dr. Nikhil Kant, back to you.
Thank you very much, sir. There were certain questions that I just noted because those were not only questions but suggestions for us also. There are certain things that we have already been doing, and coincidentally, we are fortunate to have a comprehensive discussion with not only your good self but also the entire team from Green Terre Foundation. So we discussed on those things also. So, sir, I would like to read out the objective of our campaign so that people would be able to know that this is not only about music and poetry but about the action as well, because action is very much important, and ultimately we are trying to create awareness for the purpose of having individual action. At the same time, that would be leading to the collective efforts, because this is what we started to think in the very beginning when all these things were coming to take shape. So according to the objective of Vishwa Nishane Par Hai climate crisis awareness campaign, we never preach, prescribe, or propose anything as they may lead to reactivity and in turn reluctance. We rather trust on proactivity. We always emphasize I do this instead of you should do this, and therefore provide a platform to share small climate positive individual doable practices which they are already doing to drive collective action in the battle against climate crisis by sharing individual proactive practices with one another on the platform which this campaign provides towards a sustainable future. So by using the transformative power of music and poetry, we try to have people on the same platform. We provide them platform. The second and most important objective is we harness the transformative power of poetry and music to amplify our campaign's message and provide an engaging melodic platform to share small climate positive individual practical efforts with each other. तो ये एक पूरी कोशिश है सर कि कैसे हम एक्शन की तरफ बढ़ें, और अवेयरनेस भी इसीलिए है कि वो, लेकिन आपने बहुत सारी चीज़ें सर बताई, वो क्वेश्चन के रूप में हमारे लिए नहीं था कि मैं आपसे कुछ पूछूं, बल्कि आपसे जानने का मौका मिला। बहुत सारी चीज़ें मैंने नोट भी की, कुछ चीज़ें हम करते रहे हैं, और निश्चित रूप से ये लेक्चर सीरीज का पहली शुरुआत है। आगे बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग, और शायद आप भी फिर से दोबारा आना चाहेंगे, हम कोशिश करते रहेंगे। एक और अच्छी चीज़ जो मुझे चैनल के बारे में बताया गया कि इस चैनल का रीच जो है वो पूरी दुनिया में है, और आज के इस कार्यक्रम के बाद और भी इस चैनल का रीच दुनिया में तमाम दूसरे देशों में भी पहुंचेगा, न सिर्फ इंडियन डायस्पोरा में बल्कि वैसे लोग भी जो कि हिंदी भाषा भाषी नहीं है। तो हमने इस तरह से कार्यक्रम की संरचना रखी थी, और बड़े संयोग की बात है, मैं बताना चाहूँगा कि हमारे आदरणीय अखिलेंद्र मिश्रा जी जो हैं वो इस चैनल पर काफ़ी बार आ चुके हैं, और वो जब आए हैं तब इस चैनल का रीच और ज़्यादा बढ़ा है, और वो साक्षात हमारे सामने है। तो ये बिल्कुल सच्चाई के रूप में ही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, और चैनल ने बताया मुझे इस प्रोग्राम को जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं वो और अपने लोगों के साथ शेयर करें, ताकि ये जो चीज़ें कही गई है और जो खुद समझने और सीखने की चीज़ है जिसके बारे में हमारे सभी महानुभाव बता रहे हैं वो और लोगों तक पहुँच पाए। तो अभी से ही इसको शेयर कीजिए ताकि आगे भी लोग इसको सुन सकें, जान सकें, और एक अच्छी ज़िंदगी के लिए एक सम्मिलित प्रयास कर सकें, जो हमारे अवेयरनेस कैंपेन का भी ऑब्जेक्टिव है। सर बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने बहुत ही इंस्पायर किया हमारे अन्य महानुभावों की तरह ही, और आपसे सुनना तो खैर इसलिए ज़्यादा था। और सर मैं एक चीज़ और बताता हूँ कि मैंने वो लास्ट लाइन के रूप में रखा था आपके गांव की पृष्ठभूमि को, और आप कैसे 1967 में आईआईटी पहुँचे, और कैसे 1971 में शायद आप जब आईआईटी बॉम्बे से निकल रहे होंगे, निश्चित रूप से आप बहुत ज़्यादा प्रतिभाशाली रहे होंगे कि छोटे से गाँव से महाराष्ट्र के आप आईआईटी बॉम्बे पहुँचे, और जब 1971 में जब आप बाहर निकल रहे होंगे तब से वैश्विक स्तर पे इस तरह के प्रयास शुरू हुए 1970 और उसके बाद से। तो भारत सरकार या भारतवर्ष के लिए भी बहुत बड़ी सुविधा रही होगी कि आप जैसे पर्सनैलिटी, आप जैसे इंटेलेक्चुअल मिले जो काम भी करते होंगे इस लेवल पे, और काफ़ी सारी भूमिका रही है आपकी क्लाइमेट क्राइसिस पे, न सिर्फ भारत सरकार की तरफ से बल्कि संयुक्त राष्ट्र संघ की तरफ से भी आपने पूरे ग्लोब के बारे में सोचा और अपना इमेंस कंट्रीब्यूशन दिया है। Thank you very much for being here, sir, with us, and we would be looking forward to having you for more lectures in days to come. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nikhil Kant and Akhilendra Mishra ji. Thank you.